Do you have a job interview coming up? Have you been practicing your English but could use a few tips for a job interview situation? I'm Jenny from Real Estate English Academy. In this video, I'll talk about 3 questions you're likely to encounter when interviewing for a job in English, and I'll give you some examples of how to respond professionally. I'll also give you a few tips to keep in mind when formulating your answers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button. And don't forget that you can pause this video at any point and practice formulating your answer out loud. Let's get started. Question number 1. Tell me a little bit about yourself. This first question can be a bit tricky. The interviewer doesn't want to know your whole life story. They're interested in finding out some basic information. This is actually a really good opportunity to tell them about some of your skills. You need to make sure you get straight to the point. Keep your answer concise and don't ramble. Use complete sentences. Start with the most important piece of information. Here's an example. I really enjoy teamwork, but also work very well independently. I'm very motivated and hardworking. I have a lot of experience working for different real estate firms and am ready to take on a new challenge. You can then add some specifics if you like, but remember to keep your thoughts structured and clear. You don't want to ramble. This answer highlights your strengths and what employers would refer to as your skill set, which means the skills and qualities that you have to offer the company. The chances that you're going to be asked this question are quite high, so it's a good idea to practice your answer in advance. One good way to do this is to record yourself answering the question. Then listen to the recording and figure out how you can shorten your answer and make it more concise. Question number 2. What are your strengths and weaknesses? This question requires a more specific answer. They want to hear details. A good way to structure your answer is to write up a list of your strengths and weaknesses and memorize them before you go into the interview. You can also adapt them to fit in with the requirements of the position you're interviewing for. Start off by talking about your strengths. When it's time to talk about your weaknesses, try to make them sound as positive as possible. After all, you still want to impress them. Here's an example. My strengths include good organizational skills and the ability to take initiative. I'm also very good when it comes to communicating with clients and already have an extensive network in the local real estate market. When it comes to my weaknesses, I would say I can get impatient when projects run past the deadline. I like to get things done on time. I also tend to focus too much on the details. Both of these weaknesses could actually be perceived as positive qualities in the right context. Another good point to bring up would be, I could use more experience in project management, showing properties, structuring these terms and conditions, etc. In this last example, pick out an area or two in which you would like to improve and are hoping to gain more experience once you get the job. Question number 3. Why should we hire you? You are also very likely to hear this question at a job interview. A good way to prepare yourself for this question is to research the company where you are applying. Go to their website, look at any advertising they use. Write down keywords and phrases that they use to describe themselves and their values. What adjectives are used in the job description? You can then formulate your answer using the technique mirroring. Mirroring means using keywords or phrases that the person you're talking to might use. You can also use mirroring by incorporating the company's values into your answer. Here's an example. Let's say the company says on their website that they are innovative and forward-thinking. The job description highlights that they are looking for someone who's creative, flexible, and an independent thinker. You could incorporate these concepts into your answer. I think you should hire me because I am an independent thinker. I like to work creatively and am very flexible. I also have a passion for innovation and forward-thinking projects. I believe I would be a valuable asset to your company. Notice here that you don't have to use the exact words. You can also talk about similar concepts or values that you think would be in line with what the company is looking for. And feel free to add a few other qualities about yourself that you find important. But remember, keep your answer concise and to the point. If you have a job interview coming up soon, I wish you the best of luck and I'll be keeping my fingers crossed. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you found this video valuable. See you next time.